have one condition. I said, what's that? Well, tomorrow you can't say no. I'm like, okay, but I understood where he's coming from. We have three sisters, I'm the oldest, and all the financial resources are not for me. You know, I truly believe if you want something badly, universe conspires to give it to you. So my neighbor's daughter-in-law's dad was an agency controller and a great pilot friend. And very shortly after Manila became my mentor, and I got my Indian licenses in the next 3 years. So on the left, that is a Cessna 152. If you see the designation is VTENU, this is actually the plane I sold in. So any plane that belongs to India has a designator with an angle. And to the right, our licenses. This is the Indian private and commercial. So I flew in Madhya Pradesh Flying Club. It's a small Baragarh airport in Madhya Pradesh. So a little bird like this, or a big bird, should I say, Gulfstream flew in, and all of us are wannabe pilots who wanted to get a picture. So if you see a little girl in the middle and 8 boys right there, taking pictures, looking forward to our future. Shortly enough, I got a gig with my friend Prashad, by the politicians all over India during election time. Wow, you should have seen our faces.
Yeah.
Beaming with pride, both of us walking, ambassadors with the red and white blinking lights, men to carry our bags, too much food to eat. But fate had something else planned for me. On my very first night, my dad suffered a heart attack and he passed away. I came back home the next morning and the course of my life was changed. Now I was the eldest of 3 daughters who had to be married. But just luck would have it. I tell you, I am the luckiest person of the year. I found my husband the biggest supporter of me, and I would like to give him a round of applause. So I came to the US in 1999, converted all my licenses from Indian to US ones. Ink was not even allowed in my license when 9/11 happened. No worries. I got a flight instructor. I decided to do a flight instructor. Gained a lot of experience that graduated with the airlines. Flight instructing has been one of my richest experiences here in the United States. I taught people from all walks of life how to fly, including veterans with no legs. Just to give you a taste of what general aviation in the US is like. So we would just take off, go to Brazoria, California, or do barbecue flying at a grass airport, or just go to the beach, maybe Corpus Christi for a day. So anyhow, things started picking up, airlines began hiring, and I found myself flying with United Airlines. Made a lot of lifelong friends there. Also had my own babies. I was pregnant with universe inspires to give it to you. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for our pilot? You know, one of the things that surprised me when she told me a pilot, I was like, pilot? I've never come across an Indian female that was a pilot, ever. And she was the first. And, you know, recently, I don't know how many of you watched that senator that was questioning the pilot at the committee, the Senate meeting, and he said, well, something about a flight attendant after she announced herself as a pilot. So it's still very much new. Thank you for breaking ground for so many females to follow. So, an amazing journey. Does anybody have any questions for her? She kind of very cool. Yes, go ahead.
What's your longest flight? What's your favorite flight?
Yes, longest and favorite flight.
So I have about 6,000 flight hours, and my longest flight I would say probably would be now from Seattle to Germany. And my favorite flight, I would say, teaching was really close to my heart. So I really enjoyed teaching and the experiences those students gave me. So I remember one time one of my students was following and he was waiting for his girlfriend to come, but she didn't come. So typically we have 3 touch and goes. So he did the first touch and go, she still didn't come. Second touch and go, she was like, can I go to the bathroom? I said, yeah. And she finally came and said, dude, you better make this landing. I think flight instructing is very close to my heart. But very many other things as well.
Any other questions, anyone? Yes.
So this one's real fun. What was your scariest moment while engineer? How did you get out of it? How did you do it?
The scariest woman on air and how did you manage to get out of it?
So I guess this was nighttime. I was landing in Florida. We had high winds. It was raining, and I was landing the plane. But you practice so much that you just go ahead and do your job without thinking. There is no place to think. You just go ahead and do it. But that would I would say was challenging.
Some of us are scared of flying. I'm scared of flying. Each time I get on a plane, I have to pray. So what is your advice for those of us who have a hard time getting on a plane, although I love to travel?
So media is to blame for this. Anytime we see anything in the media, it's always negative about aviation. So 98%, if you look at the statistics, flying is safer than driving. But what they portray is the last 2%. So when we go out there, we're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be my last flight. Let's do 1 month of stuff. Things like that. So what I would say, keep yourself positive. Download some movies from Netflix, catch one audible, make your mind busy. You say that devil's workshop. Don't think about negativity. Think about positive things. Think about what you're going to do when you reach your destination or your family or your friends.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to ask you, so you're a private, you go for private jets. So what was your experience when you told some personality? What would you feel? What was your interaction with any famous person you flew?
So I haven't done any corporate work.
Okay.
So mine is strictly airlines.
Okay.
So this is my first time flying charters. The company does a lot of government work.
Okay.
So I fly the troops a lot.
Oh.
So recently I flew some troops from Germany to JFK, then again their families from Japan to Seattle.
Japan to Seattle.
Yeah. So we pretty much have a flight. It's pretty much regularly scheduled weekend families. But the best part of the unique operation of this airline is my first landing in a 767 was in Japan at Yokoda Air Base. So I was like, wow, I did this 159 feet long plane and I just landed this bird. So that is definitely very exciting.
Any more questions? Thank you so much. Very hard to nail down, so which is the reason she didn't make the flyer because I wasn't know, she's gonna do bigger things. She's already promised that she'll do something bigger. So I'm waiting for her, and I'm gonna